I think it might shock people to understand that if you don't have day boats and boats that have gone out to sea, maybe into deeper waters and trawled or whatever, they can be out in the ocean for maybe 5-6 days and they've caught fish on day one. You then have a situation when it's coming into your supermarkets, coming into even your fishmongers, sometimes depending on that kind of quality. And before you then eat it, and you might then have it in your home for 4 days or so, you could be talking that the fish has been in your fridge or been alive or been dead for nearly up to 15 days. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. So this is where canning comes in amazing, that you're using day boats and you've got some great suppliers in which you're working with and stuff like that for that.
Yeah, I mean, that is a big focus for us, and having no waste and working with the seasons, selecting fish that is in our waters in abundance at that time that we harvest it is very important. Cuttlefish is currently in season. We get beautiful potted cuttlefish, which is caught in a similar method to, say, lobster and crab. So yeah, it's a very sustainable option, and we want to look at using cuts of meat that don't often get used or canned. So there is a focus on minimal waste. Start using the cheeks of the monkfish. Amazing piece of meat that often, sadly, will get chucked overboard once the fisherman's taken the tail off, purely because he doesn't have the manpower or time to do it. It's not because he wants to do that. He would love to be able to have the time to dig all those cheeks out, but we already give him that option.
And demand as well, right? If no one's actually buying it at market, then there's no reason for them to put the energy into actually making that happen.
Yeah. So we want to try and make that an option for them. In terms of canning, there's a lot of fish that we would love to use but just isn't suitable. Like Mackerel sole is a fish that needs to be consumed more. It's such a beautiful fish and it's plentiful, but we don't consume it enough. And we export so much fish, we want to try and encourage people to consume British fish and help sustain the fishing industry. And I'm learning a lot from people like Pesky, Jace at Wild Harbour. He gives me lots of snippets of information every time I speak to him on the phone. It's just like people on the front line that I'm learning off. But they've got there's a lot of good stuff happening, but there's also a long way to go in terms of creating a sustainable fishing industry in the UK. But we want to be part of that sustainable fishing industry, and we're going to help as much as we can to push it.
And to amplify that voice of it as well.
Yeah, because we are learning. I'm learning as much as Joe Bloggs down the road, because there's so much to know, and I want to help as much as I learn, help pass that information on with our brand. And that's really important for us.